How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Goldmine Scenes podcast. I'm actually gonna turn my fan off. Or, you know what? I think it might be fine. Because it's a little warm out today, But regardless, I'm gonna keep it going. I'll try it, see how it comes out, but if not, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Today, not much to talk about, but all sorts of interesting shit in my opinion. Mostly video game stuff today. I had a interest. What's today? Monday, right? Today's Monday. I think today's Monday. Yeah, God, I don't. Yeah, Monday. It is Monday. But me and my friend yesterday, we were gonna, he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, let's go hiking." Okay, I'm always down to go hiking. I love hiking. And so we set it up. He told me where. It's like Mason Lake out in out by like Snoqualmie, that area. If you're familiar with Washington and stuff like that. And I was, dude, I'm down. I love fucking hiking. So we got all ready and everything. Boom, boom, boom. Set up, picked me up, got all the stuff ready to go. Headed out about like noon. And he went on like the official website for all the hiking and stuff. Looked it up, put it in the maps, and we were off. And usually, and I even looked it up when I was at home, to make sure, okay, it's there, that's where it is, it's how long it's going to take, that's how far it is, traffic, whatnot. And, yeah, so I looked it up, and then when I got in his car, he had it all ready, and I was like, yep, okay, he looked it up, got it from the website, yep, let's go. And we went off, and about, just as we were about to get there, I'm looking around, and I'm like, man, there's no mountains out here. There's a lot of tree lines. There ain't no mountains out here. I don't know what we're hiking up to get to, but there ain't no mountains out here. And I start looking at his map, and I asked him that, and I'm like, does this look familiar at all to you? He said, yeah. And I was like, okay. I zoomed out, and I'm like, man, I don't know. Is it just me? Like, is it weird? There's a big ass body of water right here. He's like, oh yeah, it shows a lot of water, because of the lake and everything. Got to hike to it. And okay. I got no problem with that. And we get closer, and he's like, yeah, this all looks familiar, because he sees his house, and he's like, yeah, there's a little gated community, like not gated, there's a little community and whatnot. And as he turns in, he's like, wait, hold the fuck up, because it's a fucking lake. We pulled up to a lake. It was Mason Lake, and little did we know, it took us an hour and a half in the wrong way, and we probably could have gotten there in half an hour by taking the ferry. Instead, we drove all the way down to Tacoma, up and around, up to Shelton. And yeah, that was pretty fucking stupid. We got he was more upset than I was, but I mean, still, it was pretty fucking shitty. We ended up coming all the way back to Seattle. So it's like we left at noon, and we got back at 4. So it was just pretty much like 4 hours of driving. But it wasn't horrible because I'm with the homie and everything. Got back to Seattle, just went to Seward Park, went downtown, chilled by the water, got a little chiefy, chatted it up, made some plans for next weekend and the homies. So, it's set, it wasn't that bad of a day, but it was like, what the fuck, man, we just wasted all the time, but I'm glad I was doing it with the homie as opposed to just being alone the whole time. And, yeah, that was my adventure yesterday. Today, I was just going to talk about some of this other stuff. I got nothing else interesting has come up in my life as of yet besides that. Work's going good. I like it quite a bit, working down at CenturyLink for the Seahawks games and the Sounders games. That's really fun. I've recently been stuck on No Man's Sky. That came, it was originally a PS4 game, like a PlayStation game. It came out in 2016, and it was supposed to be like, you can explore space. You can pretty much do anything. There's over 18 quintillion planets or some shit like that, and that's a number I've never heard, and that's a lot of fucking stars that you can go to. And you can I haven't fully messed with it all, but I'm gonna try that later today because you can warp to other not necessarily galaxies, like star systems. Like it brings you to the galaxy map. You can see like other star systems close by, and you can warp to those. But when I warped, I was on like the path to the center of the galaxy, as opposed to like free roaming, and I was just thinking maybe I can. Cause I was trying to warp back to my original spot, and it wouldn't let me. Excuse me. And I was thinking, well, that's pretty stupid. You can only warp in one direction. And I'm thinking that's because I'm on a path. And once I go free roam, and I can go anywhere. But I haven't fully tried that yet, so I'm not sure. I'm still learning the basics. But it came out in 2016 for PlayStation, hugely talked about, super hyped up. And when it released, it flopped incredibly bad because it was practically a game preview, where the guy said, "Yeah, you can explore tons of all of space, learn all these language. You can learn all these languages. There'll be like huge freighters, space combat, AI to interact with, creatures, plants, you name it, storms, fucking the whole shebang." And none of that was in it. And everyone was like, "Fuck this game! You guys lied, and it should just be in the game. Why do we have to wait?" And the game tanked and went down the hole for a few years, and now they're trying to, forgot what the word was, but they're trying to bring it back to life on Xbox by making it both platforms, just all console game. And when they released it on Xbox, they released it with everyone called it No Man's Sky Next, because the next update would be the big update for when, you got all the, everything that's in the game right now was that, everything that's in the game now was advertised originally when the game was coming out. So when it came out on Xbox last month on the 24th, it had everything. So it was practically, it was it was everything. It was No Man's Sky, and that's fucking great. And if they would have just waited and released this game back in 2016, that'd be great. Or if they would have not hyped it so much back then and then made it come out now in 2018, man, this game would have skyrocketed. It would have broken charts. Like, I feel like it would have, because maybe not for, it's definitely not everyone's game. You have to have patience. You're traveling through space, so it's not just you're there, fast travel, like Skyrim or something. And but you can warp places really fast. Eventually, you can make teleportation devices, portals and stuff, and you can teleport to the space station, or wherever. But it takes time. You have to learn the game, build up to it. You're kind of learning about your past, because when you awoke, you don't remember anything. And so I'm guessing the whole point is, you're trying to learn about who you are, learn the alien races, befriend them, and just try to figure out the world. And I love that. I love exploring. I love interacting with different aliens. I love being able to go into space stations and go up to a random, AI ship that comes in and talk to the pilot, sell and trade with him, and then offer to maybe even buy his ship from him. You can buy new tools. Like, I bought a gun that, not a gun, but your multi-tool you start off with is shitty. It's like a pistol, and I randomly found a space station. Not a space station. It was like a base, a little tiny mining facility or something on a planet, and it had this $3.6 million, well, they call it units, but it's a 3.6 mil rifle with like 50 different perk slots on it. I'm like, I need that. So I grinded tough, got that, and I'm fucking happy as a camper. I found 2 ships that were abandoned, so those are mine now. I just gotta fix them up. I bought a ship off a guy. That was fucking awesome. I could have bought a freighter from a captain who didn't want to be a captain anymore, but I didn't have 14 mil. But if you have a freighter, you can call that in randomly whenever. Probably it takes time to recharge, but you can bring that in and sell all sorts of shit. You can get in space combat. You can it's fucking, you name it. And I absolutely love the game, and I've just been playing that for 3 days straight. And I don't see me stopping anytime soon, because it's really fucking fun. But once all these new games come out, then I'm gonna, play those and see. I'm obviously gonna play like this Battlefield 5 or Red Dead Redemption 2 I was gonna say Red Dead 3. It is Red Dead 3, but out of the Redemption series, it's 2. Because everyone forgets about Red Dead Revolver on PlayStation 1. I mean, not PlayStation 1, PS2. And that started the whole series. Don't forget, people. It's a cult classic, in my opinion. And not a lot of people remember it for some fucking reason. And I couldn't tell you why. But it's one of my all-time favorite games. It introduced me to not necessarily Wild West, because I've seen all the old Clint Eastwood films and stuff, but a Wild West game that you can actually go and play. Not like, I never played Gun. People love that game. I have another game on my Xbox. I can't remember what it's called. It's like, I forgot what it's called, but it's a first-person Wild West shooter. Oh, Call of Juarez. Yeah, it's called Call of Juarez. That's fun. It's fun, but it's kind of It's a bit too arcadey. Still fun. Whereas Red Dead has a story, a plot. There's a whole point to it. Um, it's incredible. The quick draw, the whole showdowns in the middle of the streets. I love it. And a lot of people, discredit it, or they just push it off to the side, or don't even know what it is. And that's a big disappointment. But hey, I'm not worrying about all those people. But if anyone ever says that, it's the first game, I will go, hey, stop right there. You're wrong. It's the second game. The first game came out in '05, I believe, on PS2, called Red Dead Revolver. Main character was Red. Family was killed by the governor. It's like, come on. But whatever. This next thing I was going to talk about is not Red Dead. God fucking damn it. Battlefield 5, because I don't give a fuck about the stocks. Like, in this thing it says, EA delays popular video game sinking stocks. Yeah, every video game company has problem with stocks. I think Battlefield 5's biggest issue is that they showed the wrong gameplay video. The presentation for the game was fucking shit. It was Noah, what's his name? Something Noah, the guy who did that late night show on Comedy Central, and they made it like a talk show. It was barely anything about the fucking game. It was all centered around them, and that was stupid. I wanted to see like a presentation from like E3 or some shit. Not, hello, this, that, oh, we're gonna sit down and talk, haha, jokes, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. I want to see the gameplay. I want to see the trailers. That's what I want to see, not over a period of 3.5 hours. And I think they showed the first trailer that dropped for Battlefield it was like a certain game mode. It was one of the operation game modes, or one of the new game modes, where you can have your squad, and the squad, no matter who you are, you can customize your squad. And if I'm the squad leader, everyone looks like my squad. And so when the gameplay trailer dropped, not gameplay, but I guess gameplay kind of, because they kept showing a fucking mechanic where you can lay down on your back and shoot, and this guy had like a light machine gun. You would shoot like 2 bullets or 3 bullets and kill like 5 guys, and I thought it was pretty stupid, to be honest. And yeah, they showed that game mode, and it just showed a lady with a robot arm, which is very not realistic at all for World War II, and a dude with like a katana on his back that was in the British army or something. He was on the British side, and he had a fucking katana on his back. They were like, the lady that they showed in it, she got shot straight in the chest with a fucking shotgun, and she just gets up and starts mowing people down later on. I think what people complaining about that, they're like, oh, there weren't, like, the real weirdos were going, oh, there weren't women in World War II, or especially British, and blah 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 blah. Their biggest gripe was women in World War II, being a badass fighter with a robot arm. My only gripe is the robot arm, because, no one had fully functioning robot arms in the 40s. I've never looked into it, but based on technology, I can guarantee you they didn't have a fully functioning robot arm in the 40s. But hey, I could be proven wrong. That's very possible. my biggest gripe was that she was like, sh- I mean, not necessarily historically accurate, but it was that. It was where, in the British, on the British side or our side, there were no women, that were in the front lines fighting that I know of. There's always like that one occasion, where that a lady would, leave to the front line and, want to help out, and that's fucking great. You look at the like any pretty much, I would say any country besides, you know, British or Americans had women on their team. Like you look at any resistance fighters, the Dutch, the French, the Polish, women, women, children, old men, young men, you name it, they were all there. And I feel if they, I don't know, would have portrayed that a little bit better, as if they would have just put her in any resistance division, I think no one would be upset about that. But because she is like this high tech robot lady in the British Army, that's, you know, people who aren't weirdos, I think that's their biggest issue. Not the fucking, what is it, misogynistic weirdo guys that only men did this, and not those guys, fuck them. Just totally disregard them. We're talking like the people who are just, like people like me who know history and who are just, oh, that it doesn't have to be right, because it's a video game. It doesn't have to be accurate in any way, especially in this game mode, because it's like a crazy ass fucking. It's one of like the operation game modes. It doesn't matter who's there. It's just all out fucking war. So it doesn't matter who's there. And like in Call of Duty, I mean that's so right. You don't, like in Call of Duty World War II. There's female. You can make your character a girl. My character is a girl in Call of Duty World War II. Why? I don't know. Because I liked that character and that's what I chose. So I mean, I don't know. I could care less about what my character looks like. Actually, now thinking about it, all the guy characters on Call of Duty are so ugly and generic. I'm like, let's go with one of the chicks, because they're actually better looking, and I don't know. They're more appealing than any of the guy. The guy characters are just ugly as shit, and it seems like everyone only uses one kind of the guy characters, whereas the girl characters, everyone uses all sorts of kinds, and they're just more varieties. And I feel like that's how it would be with Battlefield 5. But with everyone else, they're all butthurt about, historical accuracy. I am, but not at that extent. I didn't like the trailer because the trailer just looked stupid. It didn't look like Battlefield. It looked like, I don't know what to call it. It looked like an apocalypse. It looked like all hell. I mean, I guess that is war, but I mean, there's just so much going on that it didn't. It was like this. It felt like Call of Duty, as a lot of people were saying, putting it. It felt like Call of Duty, where it's so fast. It's like, where's where's the battlefield? There's tanks rolling through buildings, planes crashing, V1 rockets or V2 rockets flying through the fucking air. No, V1. They call them V1. In that game, they're using V1s. V2s are too powerful, and they're throwing all this shit everywhere like Call of Duty. So that's another reason people were so upset. I mean, I was only upset because the trailer, to me, it didn't resemble Battlefield at all. But a lot of people are upset because a woman was leading the team. So the fuck what? You look at the Russians, they had all women snipers. Like, women were regarded as better soldiers in World War II than men because they had, they were more calm, they had more patience, they were more steady. They just didn't have as much worries, whereas for some reason the guys were all, oh, let's go, gung-ho. I think that's probably just how we're wired. Whereas women, they can kind of tone it down a notch, focus. Where guys can do that too, but I mean, it's from, obviously, and you can go look at the records from what it seems like, and the Americans didn't have, I personally can't recall, I mean, and there definitely is, Americans or whatever nationality guy snipers that did really good in World War II. I can guarantee you that. But the ones that I can think of mostly, I mean, Vasily Zaitsev, he was a Russian. Um, there was, I forgot the Finnish guy, but he was Finnish on the German side, and he just used an iron sights Moisen and just fucked everyone in the face. Those two guys I know for sure, but I can think of at least, I can't think of the girls' names because I haven't dug that deep into it. But as of recently, I've seen at least 5 or 6 women snipers that, that's a lot more than the guys that I know about, and they've all just, from what I've been reading about, they've just been more capable in combat. At least as in a sniper role, because with Russia they were all snipers. Granted, I can guarantee you there were women out on the front, but like hard fact, like recorded stuff, like women were fucking great with snipers, and that just it shows that they can do well in combat, and they're what's the word, incorporating. I'm not sure, but they're putting that into this. I just feel like, for my biggest gripe, I wouldn't care if a woman was leading. I didn't like that she had a robot arm, because that's not a thing in World War II. She had a fully functional robot arm and took a fucking shotgun round to the chest. Like if you watch it, she goes through the door, BLOW! And she just knocks. She gets fucking knocked. And then right there I was like, how the fuck did you get up from that? That's what bugged me the most. Other than that, I could give two shits. But I feel like the second trailer I saw, they should have dropped first. It had a female in it as the main character, but it felt like Battlefield. Everyone, and usually everyone we see we see the campaign, because you look at Battlefield 1, they were showing all the cinematics. They were showing in-game stuff, but they were showing the story and all the people and the gameplay in the story. I remember seeing all the commercial for Battlefield. You're like running. They did show maybe it was multiplayer stuff. You're running through shooting, but all that was only like little quick cuts. All the other cuts were the in-game campaign people interacting with each other, talking in cutscenes. With this game, they dropped multiplayer on us first, and then they dropped the campaign. They should have done the complete opposite, because the campaign video that they showed, it was fucking incredible. It was like this chick. I think she's a sniper, but she's in the snowy, in the forest, snowy forest at night, trying to escape. I think like a German patrol squad. They're patrolling the forest, and she's panicking. She's trying to fucking hide, and hella shit goes down. And that shit, I was deeply invested when I watched that. I thoroughly enjoyed that trailer. The other one, I was like, cool. It looks like Call of Duty and not Battlefield. The aesthetics, yes, but the gameplay, no. And that's what threw me off the most. I don't give a fuck where the women are. Yeah, I don't think there were women with the British on the fronts. Do I care, really? No. I care that she had a robot arm. That she had a robot arm and she took a fucking buck around to the chest and lived. That's what bugged me. Other than that, I could give a shit. I would love if they did more shit with women. Like, if you go back and play my first experience with World War II games, if I can recall correctly, was Call of Duty Finest Hour on the GameCube. Because I mean, Sarge's Heroes doesn't count. The Army Men guys, they don't count. I think my first World War II game, I had the Super Nintendo, then I got the PlayStation 2, and that was on GameCube that I played that. PlayStation, I didn't have I don't think World War II stuff. I know I got World War II games later on. I know that, because in 05, 06, because PS2 came out 2001, and I'm still into James Bond, but that's what I was mostly getting, into James Bond stuff. Yeah, thinking about it, I think that was my first game that I was super invested in. And what do? It's perfect. They do I mean, you don't get to play as a female as a main character, but they have, and you've never seen this either. You've never seen another black tank crew. Where are those guys? Black people were in World War II. I mean, if you look at the history, they weren't treated the best, especially back then. But they had specific squads, and no other game has portrayed that as well as I think Finest Hour, because it was a tank crew, all black guys, and same with all the other tanks that rolled with you, and it worked perfectly because that's how it really was back then. White guys, black guys, Chinese, Japanese, Russian, Italian, you name it. But you've never seen that. I don't know why. Maybe people are afraid, but I don't see why you should be, because they're just people. Anyone is everyone. You can put a black guy or a white guy in any game. It's just a character. But I mean, World War II, like these specific things did happen, and I love that they did that. Like the game starts off, you're a Russian guy, and you're going into Stalingrad on the boats, like you always see in all of the movies, and you always hear about it. They're going across the river to Stalingrad in their shitty little boats. They're getting dive bombed. Dudes are getting shot by planes. You get on the land. The guy when you get on land, the guy is telling you, here's a rifle, and then the next guy gives your character just a clip of ammo. And they're like, okay, this is how things work. The man with the rifle shoots. When the man in front of with the rifle dies, you pick up the rifle and shoot. And I'm like, that's fucked up, but that's how it really was like that. And you get up there, you meet your sergeant, he's running around, he gets capped. And this lady sniper, she comes out of nowhere, she saves your fucking ass. She's the fucking homie. Like, she guides you all the way through the tower, and she's fucking gnarly. She gives you sniper fire the whole time. That's what I like to see. Then you get through that, I think it moves on to, let's see, Americans. I think that's when you move on to the black tank crew, and then I think you move on to the Brits in Africa. I feel like there's a fourth, because I know there's definitely three. Oh, maybe I'm thinking about no, yeah, that's right. No. I think I'm thinking of the third game. The third game definitely has Africa. The Finest Hour ends in Germany when you cross the Rhine. I think you cross the Rhine. If you look up on there's tons of famous pictures in World War II. There's a certain river they cross when they're going across, and there's on both ends. There's maybe even in the middle, but on both ends there's looks like kind of tall concrete cylinder pillboxes, and you can look up pictures in real life. That's where the game ends. So I think it's Russian tank crew. And then the game ends with those guys. But I can't remember what's after the tank crew. I feel like that was Africa. But I'd have to go through and play that again. But they did that fucking game so goddamn well. And I feel like EA will do that with this. But they fucked up completely on presentation. And that's their fault. And they delayed the game for a month. And I'm only excited because it's on November 20th, a day after my birthday. So it'll be my birthday, and then the next day, I can get Battlefield. Or if I pre-order the game, it'll come out like 8 or 9 p.m. night of my birthday, and then BOW! It'll be fucking awesome. But I'm not looking forward to that, because then it's my birthday, then I'm 1 year older, yay. But anyways, that's Battlefield for you. That's why I think the stocks are dropping. I don't give a fuck why, the numbers and shit. The next thing I really wanted to talk about, that I didn't talk about in the last one, was that Germany finally lifted the ban that Nazi symbols can now appear in video games in Germany, ending a long-running and frequently ridiculous censorship. I understand because, Germany, Nazis, their history wasn't so good. They don't like to be like, oh, you guys, they probably are ashamed, to be honest. They're just very ashamed. But now they're realizing, it's a video game. But when you're talking about depiction of the Nazis in history, that's factual, that's history. People need to know about this and hear about this. If you make a game with air quote Nazis and you don't put the Nazi symbol in there, who are they portraying? You know, they could be anyone. Oh, these are supposed to be Nazis, but they're not. You know, that you're kind of hiding it. You're kind of playing with what's right and what's wrong. Where I feel like it's right in every way to show it, because even though, like in the picture they're showing Wolfenstein New Order, I think this is the second one. The second a Wolfenstein game, you know, it's in the 60s. The other one is in the 60s or 50s, I think. I can't remember. But you know, it's if the Nazis took over. But regardless, you know, in portions where it is in World War II, and Nazi Germany was a thing. Excuse me. You know, you kind of want to show that. To show it was a thing, it was real. And you don't want to hide that. But I mean, I understand, you know, I understand why they would do that, and I can respect that. But I just don't, you know, want to deal with that, because, you know, it's history. And I think I just saw another spoiler in this game, which is great, because I haven't beaten the game. But it adds a little bit of something to it, you know? I don't know. It's always like, oh, what the fuck is... Dude, oh, I don't want to say nothing in the game, about the game, because some of you might not have played it, but man, some of these parts felt so fucking good. You know, you just do something, you're like, fuck you, you stupid fucking cunt. And, man, it felt good. This next thing is, I don't know, it's interesting. It says this video game knows when you're scared and it wants to use that against you. And it's pretty much a VR game. It's called Bring to Light. I'm not sure what kind of game it is, but you know, it's a horror game designed to, you know, it can track your heartbeat and you can hear your heartbeat in the game. So you know, you're like, oh fuck, you know, you might get scared, because that happens in some games. Kind of builds tension. Maybe you can calm yourself. Goes lower. They also were saying that it. Let's see right here. Where was it? I liked how they put it, but I forgot exactly where in it. But they're saying like they're using little tiny sensors inside of the mask to sense when you're like making a scowl, or like when you seem scared or something, so then the game can react and create a more terrifying reality around you. And I want that. I want that, because I've played fucking games where people are saying, oh, it's scary, and I play it. This game's fucking stupid. And so I'm probably expecting it to be really scary, and it's not. So I'm just like, fuck this game. So I'd love to try that. I'd absolutely love to try that, because I want to get scared as fuck. The last few of these are, you know, just about... I thought this was fucking stupid. I mean, like silly but stupid, because it's like, really, are we doing this? This kid in, where was it? Indiana was, let's see, he was arrested at school after posting a video game clip. Okay, a video game clip on social media showing players shooting zombies. Keyword, shooting zombies inside a school hallway. He was playing a game called The Walking Dead, Our World, and I've looked into it, but I can't play it on my phone. But, you know, it's kind of like Pokemon Go, where it's in real life. You know, it's kind of, it takes, you know, you can use your phone and look around, and you can, you know, oh, a zombie's walking towards you, you know, like how you can see, like, Pikachu on the ground, and you can try and capture it, you know? But with this, it's with zombies, and their whole thing is like, oh, he's in school and he could be pretending to shoot kids, and oh, he's training to be a serial fucking killer, and he's not. He was playing a mobile game that kills zombies when he was at school, and because he was at school playing the game, and he put a picture up from school playing a game where you kill zombies, it's, oh, he can see people in the game, so he could be shooting them, blah, 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 fucking blah. It's so fucking stupid. I'll read this little bit right here. He says, an 18-year-old senior who is on the wrestling team and part of the Indiana National Guard pleaded not guilty to an intimidation charge against no one, by the way. He was free upon a $1,000 bond, and has a school expulsion hearing set for him next week. The, they misspelled controversy. They put com, like COMTR, controversy. So fucking learn how to spell, you idiot. The controversy allegedly began when Small posted a clip to Facebook of him playing The Walking Dead Our World, a video game that animates characters into a real-world background. He added the caption, "Finally something better than Pokemon Go." Yeah, I could agree. I would love to play that game, to be honest. If I had data on my phone, I'd be walking around White Center shooting the fuck out of zombies. That would be fun. Because, you know, you get out and it's like almost in real life. And nothing, noting another popular augmented reality game, which is Pokemon Go. But a peer became concerned after watching the video at school and went to the principal, according to the station. And it's like, what are you so fucking worried about? Really? It's like if I brought my PSP to school, and I was playing bully, and I'm playing bully. I'm beating the shit out of fucking kids inside at school, and he's running around school pretending he's at school beating the shit out of fucking kids. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. Neither was this kid. And I love the quote. I think this was one of the parents, but it says, unless zombies are now a protected class in Scott County, I don't think anyone's threatened by this. And absolutely no one is. This fucking peer, or whoever it was, has, somehow the authority to go, I'm ultraviolet scared, so I'm gonna go fucking complain. No. I think that's retarded. And then people might get mad at me for saying retarded, but then it's like, it's fucking retarded. That is so stupid. Like, you learn nothing. Like, they looked at the game of him shooting zombies. Okay, he happened to be at school. What if he was out at the park, and he was walking by a playground and he's shooting zombies that were in the playground? Oh, he's gonna go shoot up a fucking park. You are so stupid. You are fucking retarded. Literally. You can't decipher anything. Like, I don't know how you're a peer at a school. That just blows my mind. People might think I'm insensitive or some things, but I'm not stupid. And then, that type of thinking will get you into a situation that'll get you hurt. Maybe not. Then that's my fucking fault, right? But if I was knowing what's going, even if I was an adult now in this day and age where school shootings are getting bigger, I wouldn't think that. I wouldn't think that. I'd think, oh damn, this game's dope. Like, they're actually coming out with better shit. I'm not think he's training to go kill people at school. Like, people brought up, the Columbine kids were playing Doom. That's how they trained. Well, maybe because they were fucking psychos. Doom? You killed demons in hell. That resembles nothing like the real world or people. Those kids were just fucking insane. This kid, he was on the National Guard. He was wrestling. He was playing a mobile game. Oh man, some people are just fucking stupid. And yeah, like right here, such students could not be identified due to the app's photographic setting, citing a probable cause. Something I don't know what fucking word that is. Further, it appeared Sean had used his smartphone to capture the movement of random students walking in the hallway of the school while shooting zombie characters walking in the shooter's immediate direction. So the zombies are walking at him, he's tapping the screen to shoot the zombies. Oh, hey, a kid walked by. Who gives a shit? Oh, a kid walked. Oh, yeah, shoot the kid walking by on screen and the zombie. No. I'm sorry. I highly doubt that this kid was doing that. And that's fucking stupid. Like, and the parent said, he's targeting zombies. So unless zombies are now protected class, I don't think anyone's threatened by this. And I don't think so. So those people are fucking stupid. Anyways, the last part thing I wanted to talk about was it says mom's letter didn't work. Epic's Fortnite lawsuit against 14-year-old can continue. So apparently this kid is just being a little bitch, like some little children are online, and or like anyone is online, and you know, he's playing the hot new game and he fucking sucks at the game, so the only way he can play the game is by cheating. And I guarantee you this guy, oh no, he is on PC because he says he downloaded it from the internet. Yeah, you could probably do that on console, but no one's that fucking petty to do that on console. Yeah, people have done that. I know friends that have bought modded controllers that can make guns shoot faster. That's all. That's we all admit that's fun. To like, it's like it's silly. It's like, oh yeah, we did this a few times. That was fun. You know, okay. That now just kind of ruins the point. So now I'm gonna go back to regular shit and actually enjoy the game. It was fun messing around, but now I'm back to the regular stuff, how the game's supposed to be played. And in this kid's case, he's just doing what every other little fucker likes to do. And they say the case against Rogers is one of a spate of copyright infringement lawsuits Epic filed last fall in hopes of tamping down. I don't know what tamping means. Tamping down cheating in Fortnite. But he was this kid is so fucking stupid. It says it got most attention of a bunch of gaming circles because his mother wrote to Epic saying using a 14-year-old child as a scapegoat to make an example of him. How are they doing that when he's a fucking cheater and he's downloading illegal shit off the internet and playing a game illegally? Yeah, he might own the game or have the free game, but he's using things that are breaking the rules, so he's cheating. Fuck that kid. I would say your kid's a little shithead, in my opinion. That's what I would say. He doesn't know how to fucking lose once in a while. He doesn't know how to take an L. That's what I learned. I learned how to fucking lose. It's called get good, kid. You fucking scrub. That's what people on the internet would be telling him. But it says this kid fueled the notoriety by posting a video on YouTube in which he admitted cheating and attacked Epic because of the studio filed complaints with YouTube that led it to take down 2 of his gameplay videos that allegedly featured use of the cheat software. And then, like the stupid child he is, he says, it was just a simple aimbot ESP wall hack, he said, which makes it much easier for players of a shooter game to find and hit targets. So he had an aimbot so he could never miss, and he had wall hack so he could see through fucking everything. So he's a little baby back bitch. And Epic, of course, takes a dim view of all of that and argues that the use of cheat software violates the terms of licensing players agree to when they open up an Epic Game user account and play Fortnite. So, yeah. This kid, like, he's dug himself into a hole that he isn't going to get out of, so that's for fucking sure. And at a young age, so he's really retarded. Like, another good use of that word. I don't use it all the time, but when people act like that, they deserve it. Just like being called stupid or fucking dumbass, cunt. It's all there for a reason. Let's see. Let's see. A minor who is defending can enter. Let's see. Epic itself specified that people under 18 should get parental permission before signing up for an account. Epic shot itself in the foot because its website didn't include anything to enforce the parental permission required, she said, adding that in her son's case, parental consent was not issued. The judge, however, accepted Epic's counter-argument against what it called the Rogers infancy defense, because another court in the region has held that a minor can't duck a contract's obligation while retaining its benefits. So that makes sense because, you can't dodge this shit while you're cheating, bro. You're cheating, so get the fuck out of here. And, yeah, fuck that kid. And, that's all I really have to talk about. I'm surprised this has been going on for 40 minutes. That's pretty crazy. Felt like it's only been like 15. But anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I hope all of you people are having a glorious day, enjoying the beautiful weather outside here in Seattle, or if you're just in Washington or wherever the fuck you are, enjoy it. And I will be back ASAP. Cause yeah, I'm trying to get the sooner than later. I'm gonna get this shit down, and I'm gonna have a nice set schedule. But I'm pumping these out as best as I can, and I'm getting around to that shit. Just trying to get other stuff out of the way, and yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys on the next episode. See you later.